Hello and happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. I'm super excited you're joining me today for a little bit of crafty fun. Yay! Love starting out our week or almost our week with some crafty fun. Yes? Yay, 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 yay. So I've got another great project for you today. This one's fast and easy, which is not my normal, but I thought we'd use some of the products from the New Horizons product suite. This is the suite that we are featuring in this month's All-Star Tutorial Bundle. And I gotta tell you, once you start playing with it, it's so gorgeous. It does all the work for you. You barely have to do anything and you make these fabulous projects. So I am going to share a project with you today on that. And I've got a couple other things to share with you as well. So you can see a sneak peek behind me in my next card class I'm working on. Hopefully that'll be posted in the next few weeks. All right, let's go ahead and switch the camera over and start our crafty fun. Yay! All right, so this is the mini catalog and the New Horizons product suite is on page 42 and 43. It is such a fun product suite. It's got all kinds of these great scenery designer series papers, and I'll show you. I like to make my little designer paper charts to show you little swatches, but the swatches don't do this one justice. You really almost need to see the full sheets of paper to really appreciate it, but there's just some gorgeous watercoloring. I think it's kind of abstract, it's a little fun, and then you've got this great stamp and die bundle, some ribbons, some little stones here. So it's a lot of fun to play with. So today I'm not using the full suite. I have picked out of it, but this is the card we're going to make right here. Just a fast, easy little scenery card. This is going to be great for all your beach lovers. Great for masculine as well as feminine, whatever you need to use it for. I've done this as a thinking of you, but you could put just about any sentiment and celebrate with this. You know, it could be a sympathy card as well. It's just very tranquil, or it could be just very relaxing, depending on how you look at it. So this layout was actually inspired by a project I saw by Mary Deathridge. And I was like, oh, I've got to give this one a try. So that's where I got this idea from. So I'm using this stamp set and the coordinating dies. Did I grab them? Of course not. Well, anyway, I'm using the coordinating dies and then this gorgeous paper. Again, you just can't tell how gorgeous this is from these little swatches, but it's a nice stack of wonderful, wonderful papers. Now, I'm also going to bring in some of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. So this one's on our last chance list, so it will be leaving us soon. Hopefully it doesn't sell out. I didn't check to see if it was already sold out. So hopefully this is not sold out yet. But I'm pulling in some of these fabulous textures. So this is another wonderful pack of paper. I'm using this one right here, this lighter wood grain, because I thought it reminded me a little bit of sand, which I think is kind of fun, right? But there's all kinds of great textures. And this is a 12 by 12 paper stack. So you get lots of bang for your buck on this one. All right. Again, that's the card we're going to make today. Before I jump in, let me tell you a couple things. It is my awesome April time, which if you're not familiar with that, for every $25 that you spend with me in my online store, or you can send me your order personally and I will help place it for you. But every $25 before shipping and tax, you get to choose an item from my retired stash. So this is on my website. It's under the rewards and specials area. And there are lots and lots of goodies to choose from. So there are stamps, there's our bundles, punches, dies. I've got some goodie bags where I've just put random products together. That's where you're going to find your designer papers and all of that. So the bags are always a surprise, and I try to make them very exciting if I can, right? And then the other thing I've got going on, two more things actually. I have registration going on, which we mentioned last week, for my butterflies and flowers decorative mask class. So this one is actually going to feature the Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. So if you haven't seen this one, this is in the mini catalog. And we're going to use these, what I think are amazing, butterflies and flowers decorative masks. So there are 6 different masks in here, and they are fantastic. You've got textures, you've got butterflies, flowers, all kinds of great things that you can do with this. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of all the cards because I want you guys to see this. First, let me start with, here's a card that we're doing in this month's card club. So this is in our April card club. I used a different sentiment stamp, but you can kind of get the feel for what I'm showing here. So this was one of our Forget-Me-Not Club cards this month. So if you haven't joined my card club and you love doing techniques and fun folds, something a little bit beyond the basic card, I would love for you to join me. You would enjoy that monthly card club. But these are a sneak peek of the projects we're doing. So we've got this one and that one. Just so much fun to play with these. We got a little fun fold. And then this last one, I actually need to remake this one. So when I originally designed these projects, I used the Celebration Special Moments stamp set. And so then I reworked them using the Happy and Heartfelt. So you could use either. Either one works fabulous, but I wanted you guys to see a sneak peek of those. So that registration is going on now. Plus, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, but at our Makers Mojo event that's later this month, registration's open for that as well. I am going to be doing a super cool technique using the decorative masks that you don't want to miss. So make sure you sign up and join us for that as well. Okay, let's start our crafty fun. All right. Again, after the video, I will go in and I will add the complete supply list. So if you need to order any supplies, you can. And then you will have the complete cut dimensions as well. So you can recreate this one on your own. So yes. Oh, you guys are loving the butterfly cards. I do too. You know, the masks are so much fun. And I've got some really great tips for you guys to keep your workspace organized and clean as you go, which I found is the key to happiness when you're using decorative masks, right? All right, so we've got our Misty Moonlight card base. So this is a 4 1/4 by 11 inch. I've folded this in half. Now I'm going to start with the inside of the card. Sometimes I do that. So let's do that first. So I've got my layer of designer paper and then I've got my stamped layer of basic white. Let's move that out of our way. And let's go ahead and bring in our white layer and stamp that. So I've got, let's start with some crumb cake ink and this little grassy stamp. Love this. Move that out of the way so you guys can see me. And you know what? I should probably put a scrap paper underneath there just in case I go off the edge. We don't want to get our work surface too terribly dirty, right? All right, so we will slide that in and just stamp this towards the bottom. So subtle and pretty. I love it. Now we will use that again on the front, so I'll pull that back out in a moment. But I want to bring in Misty Moonlight and stamp my bird. Now you could do other colors of blue. You could do navy, would be fabulous with this. You could pull in black if you prefer black. It's really up to you on what you want to do. I like the Misty Moonlight. This is one of our retiring colors. So sad. So it's not going to be with us for much longer. This is the last month, really. I mean, I guess it technically doesn't end until May 2nd, but I don't think the products are going to last that long. All right, let's go ahead and adhere this down with our Stampin' Seal. There we go. And I'm going to do this crooked. I know for some of you out there, this is stressful, but it's okay. We're making it crooked. And then I'm going to put the white layer on, and it's going to be crooked too. Not the same, but crooked. Maybe a little bit more straight, but I don't want it to be totally straight. I want it to look like I purposely wanted it crooked. Not that I just didn't know how to glue it down, right? All right, so my computer keeps wanting to update on me as I'm doing. Gotta love that, right? All right, so let's work with the outside of our card next. So I'm gonna grab my white layer for this, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp a little bit first. So let's move that out of our way. I'm gonna bring back in that crumb cake, that little grassy image. But this time I'm going to stamp it up a little bit higher on my, and I'm going to purposely make this crooked. So I'm going to angle that a little bit. So I'm just going to stamp that right there. I know it's crazy, right? Right on it. Okay. And then I cut this piece out of the designer paper with the dies, and I'm going to adhere this right here on the front of this layer. So you can use liquid glue, you can use Stamp and Seal, whatever makes you happy. I'm just using my Stamp and Seal. Maybe I'm going to turn it this way. I think I'm going to turn it this way. It's different than how I did the original, but it's fine. I'm going to go that way. Nice. All right, now I want to stamp the birds, and I'm going to have them going across that layer. Just a little bit. Hey, Kay, so glad you're here. Oh, good, Kathy, you guys are liking it? Yay. Yeah, it's just a fast, easy, and really you can see the designer paper does a lot of the work for you in this product suite. It's just so nice. So we got our little birds coming up from our, I kind of thought this looked like a fun pool of water using that die. You could watercolor it, but this is so much faster and easier. I was like, yeah, I'm going to take the lazy way out, I think, and just, glue it on. All right, let's go ahead and adhere this layer before I get too crazy to my designer paper layer. Blah, can't speak today. All right, so we're purposely making it crooked. I know, but I just want a touch of it showing. We're relaxed, we're hanging at the beach. I can't resist, I have to pop it up. Just have to pop it up. So I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back. Go ahead and get all four corners, and let's just go ahead and add a couple to the middle because I'm still going to build in the middle and I don't want to smush it all down. A few more things I want to do this under here. All righty. So again, I don't want this straight. I want this crooked. So I'm purposely angling it just a bit. Deep breath, it's okay to do that. All right, next. So I've got a piece of basic white, and there's a die with there's actually a couple dies with a little picket fence. Now I want to show you this before I pull this out. I put some foam adhesive on the back of this white cardstock before I ran it through the die cutting machine. Now I do run it twice when I'm going to put the foam on the back. But this is awesome because it makes it so that it stands up and I don't have to try to piece together a whole bunch of little bitty pieces of Stampin' Dimensionals and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be nice and stable. I'm just going to pull these little spots out of the fence here. Oh, good. You like the angles, Janet? Yay. Good, good, good. Yeah. Some people, it doesn't, they don't like that. They like it nice and straight, but I think every once in a while we can let loose a little bit and put a little bit of crooked layers on there. All right. So this is my little fence post. Now I purposely didn't worry about covering the entire image. It's pretty darn close if you can see that, but it's okay if it doesn't totally cover it. Now I'm going to lay this down, but I'm not going to give it a good hard push yet in case I want to lift it as I'm building my layers, right? So I think I'm just going to lay that right there. I'm going to give it a light tap, right? I don't want it to be nice and secure just yet. All right, next, I've got a couple of grassy pieces I've die cut with the dies from this bundle. And I cut it right out of the designer paper. So it's fun. You get all kinds of fun variations. See, they're totally different than the ones I put on the original card. Love it, right? All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am actually going to clip this apart. What? I know. We're going to do it anyway. So I want to place this one right here. So I'm going to kind of build a little collage here. And I kind of want this one up a little bit higher. And then I'm going to fill this one back in a little bit lower down here. And the reason I clipped it is because this I want up on the dimensional of the fence. And this one I don't. So I'm going to slide that kind of underneath. And I haven't decided on this one if I want to clip this one. You're not going to see a lot of it. Maybe I'll clip this one too. Let's go ahead and clip it. Why not? What does it do? It doesn't hurt us at all. So then I can kind of lay this out where I want this little grassy piece to fall and lay this other one back in there too. What do we think? Kind of layer that. I know it doesn't look fabulous just yet. It will, I promise. All right, so let's go ahead and get some liquid glue. I'm gonna bring in my silicone craft sheet because you know I make a mess with the liquid glue, as you guys know. So we're just gonna take one of these and put a little bit of liquid glue. I'm gonna slide this in just right at the bottom of that. Now, we may not see that. By the time I get my sentiment on there, we might not see it at all. But I'm not gonna let that bother me. If I see it, great. If I don't, it's no big deal. And I'm gonna slide that one just right under there. Cute. All right, so now I can put a little bit of liquid glue on these pieces and lay them right down on that fence. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and give that a push down. I'm not gonna lift that up, I've decided. Glue on that one. Let's see if I can tuck this one back in a little bit underneath that. Nice. Do you like it? It's going to turn out different each time I do it. Maybe you guys are better at duplicating exactly the same. I think it's okay that it's different each time. All right, next. So this same wood grain paper, I think it's the same one, yeah. I'm going to stamp my sentiment on that, and then we're going to die cut that out. Again, I like this because I think it gives it that, while I know it's a wood grain, it kind of gives it that beachy feel, or at least it does to me. Let's go ahead and stamp our thinking of you. And I'm using early espresso ink. Looks like I need to re-ink my pad. It's much lighter than my original one. That's all right. And then I'm going to use, I don't know if you guys have these yet, the soft succulent dies. I love the labels in here. So I am going to, actually, this is not the one I used. Well, you know what I did use? I think I might have the wrong thing in the supply list, but I used, let me grab them so you can see them. Da-da-da. I know exactly where they are. Yep, this is it. I use the all dressed up dies, which I also love the labels out of. It's this one right here. So you could use either. This one is obviously the one I used on the original. Or if you wanted to bring in the soft succulent, because I do love these as well, that would be nice as well. This has got the points on the end, so it gives a little different feel than the rounded corners of this one, but still both very fabulous. So that's the beauty of it. If you love the shape, then you definitely want to get the dies. If you don't love the shape, pull out something that you've got, that you have, and that you love, right? Oh, how nice is that going to be? This is going to look good. I think so. And if that bugs you, that that's sticking up too far and you want this a little more angled down, just pull that down before that dries. And then I'll have a little grass showing at the bottom there a little bit more. All right, let's add a little bit of linen thread. So about 9 inches. This piece is a little longer than 9 inches, but I'm just going to tie a nice bow. Take my loops, crisscross. Oh, good, you guys are liking it. Yay! I'm glad. All right, now I'm going to hold the center here. Now, sometimes with twine, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, linen thread, twine, they twist because of the way they're made. So sometimes you kind of have to hold those loops and finagle that a little bit. But I'm just going to lay that back there, kind of like the larger loops there. So let's go ahead and clip off a little. We don't need that. We don't need that. Like I said, this piece was a little long, but I thought surely it doesn't hurt to use it. So we're going to put a little Stampin' Seal on the back just to grab that linen thread so it sits where we want it to, right? And that way we can kind of force it a little bit. Well, if I got it in the adhesive. There we go. All right, so I've got my little sentiment here. Now I am wanting it to sit so that this end is on top of that foam. And this end is sticking out, and I want it to stick out so it's over these layers here. I just think that looks really nice when you can kind of mix that up a little bit and not be so structured. And since we're going at a little bit of an angle, we're showing that we're super relaxed, we're chill, we're hanging. I'm going to just have it hanging off that edge too. Not the edge of my card. I still want it to go into an envelope, but I can be super flexible. So I only want dimensionals on this side of it, because the other side's already popped up. Now I could double stack it and make it really popped up, but I don't think that's what I want to do. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can see I grabbed a little bit of that linen thread there. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue so that wherever it falls, it's just going to give a nice stable, hopefully. All right, once we go down, oh, I didn't pull it over as far as I wanted. There we go. So I find that if I don't push down, I can move that adhesive a little bit, right? If you push down, you're kind of stuck. Not totally, but it's not easy to do. Cute, right? Now, if you had those little pebble embellishments from the suite, oh my gosh, they would look super cute. I don't have any. They've been unorderable for a while. I haven't checked today to see if they are, but those would be cute sprinkled along here as well. But I think it's nice with or without it. So, you know, they both have a little bit of a different feel. On this one, I put all of this up much higher than I did on this one. So I could have come down quite a bit to elongate this a little bit. So I don't know which way you like it better, but either one works nicely. So here I had a nice big gap between this piece and this piece. So if I were to pull up that sentiment, you would see it. But so just a little different, but I think they're both really, really nice. Yes, you like it. It is. It's super peaceful and relaxing. I think so too. It just makes me want to listen to the roaring waves, just relax. Maybe have a little cocktail, sitting out in the sun. Yeah, I think it sounds nice. So again, you know, you can change the sentiment out. It can be for just about any occasion, really. Who doesn't like a nice peaceful card, right? Oh, good. Yes, Susan, you're in Tucson. Yes, having a good time with your sister. Yay. Good deal. All right, so I hope you guys love this. If you don't have this New Horizons product suite yet, I recommend getting it. It's a lot of fun. It's beautiful. And if you can let go of you have to do a lot of stamping and just use the beautiful pieces as they are, I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's really good for fast, easy scenery type cards. So we got that going. And again, don't forget, we've got registration for my decorative mask class, my butterflies and flowers decorative mask class. So that registration is going on now. You can add the masks, you can add the stamp set. We're featuring the Happy and Heartfelt stamp set and the butterflies and flowers decorative masks. Yes. And don't forget Maker's Mojo as well. You definitely want to join us for this next Maker's Mojo. If you've not done it before, it's a full day, absolutely full day. It's all online presentations. There's 5 of us and we each do 2. So there's 10 glorious, fabulous presentations that are live. It's all recorded. So if you can't join us physically, or if it's just too much, because that is a lot, 10 presentations in a day, that's a lot of stuff. But we design and present to you a main project, and then there's all kinds of alternates, because the whole purpose of that event is to show you things that you can do with what you already own, right? Yay, we love that. Gives us some good inspiration. And coming out of the winter, who doesn't need some extra creative mojo? Get you going again, right? All right. Thank you guys. Oh, good. You just got the Horizons bundle and really like it. Yeah, it's a really good one. And again, when you guys purchase from me, you have a $50 or more purchase before shipping and tax, you get the All-Star tutorial bundle that features this suite for free. If you're on my Diamonds team, you also get access to those tutorials for free. And this is a great time to join the team if you've been thinking about it. We've got a new catalog coming with a pre-order. Oh, there's just layers and layers and layers of things I could share with you. So if you've got questions, let me know and I will chat with you. All right. Thank you guys. Have a fabulous, fabulous week. And I can't wait to see you again next Tuesday for some more crafty fun. All right. Bye for now.